Top 25 Care Home Manager Interview Questions and Answers. Welcome to our channel. If you're preparing for a care home manager interview, this video will guide you through the top 25 most commonly asked questions, with sample answers designed to help you impress your interviewer. As a care home manager, your role combines leadership, empathy, and strong management skills. Whether you're applying to a private care home or a public healthcare organization, these answers will help you sound confident, capable, and ready to lead with compassion. Let's dive right in. 1. Can you tell us about your experience in care home management? I have over 10 years of experience managing residential and nursing care facilities. My role involved overseeing day-to-day operations, ensuring compliance with CQC standards, managing budgets, and leading multidisciplinary teams. I take pride in maintaining high standards of care by promoting person-centered approaches and ensuring staff receive continuous training. My leadership style is supportive yet goal-oriented. I focus on motivating my team to provide the best outcomes for residents. I also build strong relationships with families and external agencies to maintain transparent communication. This balance of operational management and compassionate care defines my management approach. 2. How do you ensure compliance with CQC regulations? Compliance begins with awareness and consistent monitoring. I stay updated with the Care Quality Commission, CQC, guidelines and ensure that all policies, care plans, and risk assessments are aligned. Regular internal audits, staff training sessions, and feedback meetings are part of my compliance strategy. I encourage staff to report potential issues early and promote a culture of accountability. Documentation is also crucial. I make sure every action, medication, and incident is properly recorded and reviewed. When inspections occur, our home is always prepared, not just for the CQC's visit but to genuinely uphold the highest quality standards every day. 3. How do you handle complaints from residents or their families? I approach complaints with empathy, transparency, and prompt action. When a concern arises, I listen carefully to understand the issue from their perspective without interrupting. I thank them for bringing it up and assure them that their feedback matters. Then I investigate objectively, document all findings, and implement solutions quickly. I always follow up to confirm satisfaction and identify ways to prevent recurrence. Handling complaints isn't just about resolving an issue, it's an opportunity to strengthen trust, improve systems, and demonstrate the home's commitment to continuous improvement. 4. How do you motivate your care team? Motivation in a care setting comes from recognition, trust, and shared purpose. I ensure my team feels valued by acknowledging good work publicly and providing constructive feedback privately. Regular team meetings, open communication, and growth opportunities help maintain morale. I encourage professional development through training and mentorship. Importantly, I make sure staff understand the positive impact they have on residents' lives. It's the emotional reward that keeps the team driven. A motivated team creates a happier, more caring environment for everyone. 5. How do you manage staffing challenges or shortages? In care homes, staffing challenges are inevitable. I plan ahead by maintaining a reliable rota system and building relationships with agencies for emergency cover. I also promote cross-training, so staff can support different roles when needed. During shortages, I prioritize critical care needs, adjust workloads fairly, and communicate openly to avoid burnout. Long-term, I focus on retention by maintaining a positive work culture, flexible scheduling, and clear career pathways. A stable team ensures consistent and quality care delivery. 6. How do you ensure person-centered care? Person-centered care means seeing residents as individuals, not just patients. I ensure care plans reflect each person's preferences, history, and abilities. Regular family involvement, resident meetings, and personal goal setting help align care with their needs. Staff training emphasizes empathy, dignity, and respect in every interaction. For example, if a resident enjoys music, I encourage staff to incorporate it into daily routines. By listening to residents and adapting care continuously, we create an environment that feels like home, not just a facility. 7. How do you handle safeguarding concerns? Safeguarding is a top priority. If I suspect abuse or neglect, I follow the organization's safeguarding policy immediately, documenting evidence, notifying the safeguarding lead, and reporting to local authorities if necessary. I also ensure confidentiality and protect those involved from retaliation. Prevention is equally important, so I provide regular staff training on recognizing and reporting signs of abuse. By maintaining a zero-tolerance culture and open communication, I help ensure every resident feels safe and respected within the care home environment. 8. How do you manage budgets and financial responsibilities? Managing budgets effectively means balancing financial control with high-quality care. I regularly review expenses, track spending against forecasts, and identify cost-saving opportunities without compromising standards. For example, I negotiate better supplier contracts, monitor utility usage, and optimize staff scheduling. I also ensure accurate record-keeping for audits and inspections. Transparent communication with owners and stakeholders builds trust in how resources are managed. Ultimately, smart financial management enables us to reinvest in staff training, facility improvements, and resident well-being. 9. How do you handle end-of-life care discussions? End-of-life care requires compassion and sensitivity. I ensure discussions are handled privately and at the residents' or family's pace. We review advanced care plans, explain options clearly, and involve medical professionals for guidance. My role is to ensure dignity, comfort, and respect at every stage. I also support staff emotionally during this process through debriefings and counseling resources. When families see that their loved one's final moments are handled with empathy, it reinforces the humanity at the heart of care management. 10. How do you deal with underperforming staff members? I address performance issues early and fairly. First, I identify whether the issue stems from training gaps, workload stress, or personal challenges. I meet with the employee privately to discuss expectations and create a clear improvement plan with timelines. I provide coaching and monitor progress regularly. If no improvement occurs, I follow HR procedures to ensure compliance and fairness. My goal isn't punishment but support, helping staff reach their potential while maintaining high standards of care within the team. 11. How do you ensure effective communication among staff members? Clear communication is the foundation of a well-run care home. I hold regular team meetings to discuss updates, challenges, and best practices. I also use daily handover reports to ensure continuity between shifts. To keep communication open, I encourage feedback and have an open-door policy. Staff know they can approach me anytime. I use digital systems where possible to log incidents, medication updates, and resident notes, ensuring everyone has real-time access. I also make sure information is communicated in a respectful, inclusive way so that all staff feel heard and valued. When communication is transparent, teamwork improves, morale stays high, and residents receive consistent, high-quality care. 12. How do you handle conflict among your team? Conflict is natural in any workplace, but it must be handled quickly and fairly. I start by listening to all sides privately and objectively to understand the root cause. Often, it's a misunderstanding or workload issue that can be easily resolved. I then mediate a conversation between the parties, focusing on solutions rather than blame. If necessary, I involve HR or training sessions to address deeper behavioral concerns. My goal is to restore respect and cooperation while reminding everyone of our shared mission, providing excellent care. A calm and professional approach not only resolves conflict but also strengthens team unity. 13. What leadership style do you use as a care home manager? My leadership style is a blend of transformational and participative. I inspire my team by setting clear goals, sharing the home's vision, and encouraging innovation in care practices. I believe in collaboration. Listening to staff ideas and involving them in decision-making builds ownership and trust. At the same time, I hold high standards of accountability to ensure compliance and safety. I balance empathy with firmness, creating an environment where people feel respected but also responsible. This leadership style consistently results in high staff morale, strong retention, and quality care outcomes for residents. 14. How do you prioritize tasks in a busy care environment? Prioritization is key to keeping the home running smoothly. I start each day by reviewing reports, staffing levels, and resident needs. Urgent matters, like medical concerns or safety issues, come first. I delegate appropriately based on staff strengths and monitor progress. Throughout the day, technology tools like scheduling software and digital care logs help me stay organized. I also plan ahead by maintaining checklists and backup procedures for emergencies. Flexibility is vital. Priorities can change instantly in care settings. The secret is staying calm, focused, and proactive in managing shifting demands while never compromising on care quality. 15. How do you support residents with dementia? Supporting residents with dementia requires patience, understanding, and consistency. I train staff on person-centered dementia care techniques, such as validation, reminiscence, and gentle communication. The environment also matters. Clear signage, calming colors, and familiar routines help reduce confusion. I ensure that care plans are regularly updated to reflect cognitive changes and personal preferences. Family involvement is crucial too. They help us understand triggers and comfort strategies. Above all, I foster dignity and independence wherever possible. By creating a structured yet compassionate environment, residents with dementia can feel secure, respected, and valued every day. 16. How do you deal with a resident refusing care? When a resident refuses care, I always start with empathy and respect for their autonomy. I try to understand the reason. Sometimes it's fear, pain, or loss of control. I speak calmly, explain why the care is necessary, and offer choices to give them a sense of control. If the issue continues, I involve family members or healthcare professionals to explore underlying causes. Documentation is essential to ensure accountability. I also train staff not to force care but to approach residents patiently and with dignity. The goal is to build trust and encourage cooperation through understanding, not authority. 17. How do you ensure staff receive proper training and development? Continuous training is the backbone of quality care. I create annual training plans based on CQC requirements and individual development needs. This includes mandatory courses like safeguarding, medication management, and manual handling, alongside optional sessions like dementia care or leadership training. I track progress through performance reviews and encourage mentoring among experienced and new staff. I also bring in external trainers for specialist topics. By investing in staff skills, we boost confidence, reduce turnover, and improve the standard of care. Training is not just compliance, it's empowerment. 18. How do you maintain health and safety standards? I ensure health and safety through strict compliance and ongoing vigilance. Regular risk assessments, fire drills, and equipment checks are part of our routine. I make sure every staff member understands safety policies, knows evacuation routes, and reports hazards immediately. I also maintain detailed records for audits and inspections. Beyond compliance, I foster a safety-first culture where everyone feels responsible for creating a secure environment for residents and staff. This proactive mindset minimizes accidents and ensures that our care home operates with confidence and integrity. 19. How do you handle emotional stress in this job? Working in care can be emotionally demanding, but balance is essential. I manage stress through time management, regular breaks, and maintaining professional boundaries. I also talk openly about mental health with my staff, creating a culture where seeking support is encouraged. Personally, I rely on reflection, mindfulness, and mentoring from peers to stay grounded. Celebrating small wins and positive feedback from families reminds me why this work matters. Managing emotional stress effectively allows me to lead with empathy without becoming overwhelmed. 20. How do you evaluate the quality of care being delivered? I use a combination of observation, feedback, and data analysis to evaluate care quality. I regularly conduct walkarounds to observe interactions between staff and residents, review care plans, and check compliance documentation. I also collect feedback from residents, families, and staff through surveys and meetings. Complaints and compliments are reviewed for patterns and learning opportunities. KPIs like medication errors, falls, or hospital admissions help track trends. By combining human insight with measurable data, I ensure continuous improvement and maintain the home's reputation for excellence. 21. How do you manage relationships with families? Families play a vital role in a resident's well-being, so I prioritize open, transparent communication. I hold regular family meetings, provide updates, and involve them in care planning. If issues arise, I address them quickly and honestly. I also organize social events and encourage feedback. Building trust means being accessible and empathetic, even during difficult conversations. When families see that their loved ones are genuinely cared for and that their opinions matter, it builds long-term relationships based on confidence and respect. 22. How do you prepare for CQC inspections? Preparation is an ongoing process. I make sure all documentation, from care plans to risk assessments, is always up to date. Staff are regularly briefed on CQC standards and what to expect during inspections. I also conduct mock audits to identify gaps early. Cleanliness, safety, and staff engagement are non-negotiable. On inspection day, I ensure the atmosphere is calm and cooperative. Most importantly, I encourage my team to be honest and proud of their work. When compliance is part of everyday culture, inspections become opportunities to showcase our excellence. 23. How do you manage medication administration and errors? Medication management requires precision and accountability. I ensure all staff handling medication are properly trained and regularly assessed. Strict procedures are followed for storage, labeling, and administration. In case of an error, I focus on immediate resident safety, transparent reporting, and root cause analysis. We then provide retraining and adjust systems to prevent recurrence. I maintain an open, no-blame culture where mistakes are used for learning rather than punishment. This approach builds confidence and ensures safe, consistent medication practices. 24. How do you handle difficult family members? I remind myself that family members act out of love and concern. When emotions run high, I stay calm, listen attentively, and validate their feelings. I provide clear, factual information and avoid being defensive. If the issue is complex, I arrange a private meeting to address it thoroughly. I document all interactions and follow up with solutions. Patience and empathy usually diffuse tension. Even in conflict, my aim is to turn frustration into cooperation by maintaining professionalism and showing that our shared goal is the residents' well-being. 25. Why do you want to work as a care home manager in our organization? I'm drawn to your organization because of its strong reputation for quality care and staff development. Your values align with my belief in dignity, compassion, and continuous improvement. I see an opportunity to bring my experience in leadership, compliance, and person-centered care to contribute to your mission. I'm particularly inspired by your focus on community engagement and innovation in elderly care. Joining your team would allow me to make a lasting difference, both to residents' lives and to the ongoing success of your care home. Thank you for watching. Preparing for your care home manager interview can feel overwhelming, but with these 25 questions and sample answers, you now have the confidence to handle any situation with professionalism and care. Remember, interviewers want to see both your leadership skills and your compassion. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others preparing for healthcare interviews. Best of luck, you've got this.